We're going live? Wow, that's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sam the SLB, and alongside me today is the man behind the X, Wrestling's What's Reason, Scott, as well as my co-host from ATR Rising Sun, the man in black himself, Ethan. We're coming to you from both the Ring Ship It Studios premier wrestling podcast, covering all things from AEW to WWE worldwide. Coming to you the week after the back-to-back pay-per-views from AEW, All In and All Out coming gone. I feel like we were stressing about this for a while. It was going to be a lot of work. There was a couple of things we were just like, oh, I don't know. This is. I don't know. We only have 3 of us here. Let's quick summary. I know about you guys. This actually, I would say, exceeded expectations, especially the way it played out.
Absolutely. Funny enough, I think I actually liked All Out more than I did All In. And I really liked All In too. I don't know. It was just I thought All Out would be the throwaway pay-per-view, but I was actually more entertained with it than All In.
Remember last week when I said the card was ass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting me on, TK. Thank you. But I'm gonna agree, Scott. Like, I liked All Out a little bit better than All In. Not by much, but a little bit better.
I'm gonna make that a 3-0. I did like All In. I like the spectacle of it. Again, I think of, I don't want to compare the two, but this felt like All In felt like the spectacle it was. It was a big show, or the biggest paid wrestling show in wrestling history. In one of the largest arenas in the world. And it just felt like at times, it felt big, everyone was there. I did like the stage setup. I thought it was very brilliant rather than watching them walk down for 10 minutes. And then All Out, we were just like, get another week. How do you even set that up? Because you had to set up like more than half that card.
Yep.
And we talked about it. We're like, this is not going to be good. We got issues here. Never mind what was going on during the pre-show of All In. And then even I was like, this show just blew me away. I almost feel like, and before we get right into the picks, guys, don't forget to, follow us on YouTube, follow us on X. I almost feel like this was in between. It's almost like they looked at All Out 21 forward and go, let's go back to where we were when All Out 2021 happened.
Yeah.
And almost close the gap a little bit. So let's get right into it. All In happened at Wembley Stadium, come and gone. Great show. Opening match, the one that we were all concerned about. I was like, oh man, you gotta be working 2. But anyway, WrestleMania 10, Bret Hart worked both. Opener and closer. Better than New Bay taking on defeating Aussie Open to win the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. This one, I think, threw us all for a loop.
Yep. Yeah, none of us picked this. We all thought that there would be somebody would turn on somebody and it was off to the races. But nope. We were all wrong.
The one time I picked Aussie Open to win, they fucking lose.
That was the greatest.
Man. But okay, so Baxter, Defo and Scott can testify this because me and him were talking about this. I picked them one and I changed from the Kingdom. They win. I pick them one time this time and they fucking lose. I'm disappointed, boys.
Yep.
Dicks. Go fuck yourself.
I thought this was a good opener, honestly.
In all seriousness, it was pretty fun though. In all seriousness,
cool to see Aussie Open, open the show. Adam Cole and MJF, the chemistry. It's just, I think John said it best. John said it best last night on the stream. This is like their bloodline storyline right now, and I think giving them the tag titles, they're going for the long haul on this storyline. And I'm buckled in, guys.
He did the Kangaroo kick, guys. Oh, come on. You know those fans fucking loved it.
Oh, of course they did. Absolutely.
So following that, we had, again, this is another one I didn't see happening. I think everyone else picked Hook, but we won't get into that, just yet. Hook taking on, defeating Jack Perry via submission to retain the FTW championship match.
Regained.
Yeah, this wasn't bad. I'd have to go back and watch this match. There's a lot of other things that have been going on that seem to overshadow the match now.
Yeah, just
He's hardcore. He's hardcore.
uses real grass, real glass.
No, honestly, you guys talk about the CM. I'm tired about fucking hearing about CM Punk and listening to about this crap. Let's just fuck off with that shit. We'll talk about his match in a sec, but I don't want to talk about the backstage bullshit.
No.
You guys talked about it Sunday. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm so sick of hearing about it.
Oh no, we're the same way. Absolutely.
Yep. If you want to listen to the Fall Ramble Scramble episode with Scott and I that we just dropped. It's our take, and we're closing the books on it. So
I did like the spot. Well, talk about the actual match. I did like the Rolling Thunder off the limo. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
But it was pretty cool seeing Hook regain. I mean, it was kind of obvious. Sorry, Sam. I mean, winning, what was it, like 81,000 or something like that?
Yeah, 81,035. I think they said.
It was pretty. I gave this one 6 out of 10, but I mean, it was all right. It was fun little hardcore Falls Count Anywhere FTW rules match thingy. It's all the same. Come on.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I did like the staging though. How like the LED was like inside the
the tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
I thought it was cool, but yeah, I mean, it was a fun little garbage match.
it's a pre-show match. I mean,
GC Dub.
So hopping over to opening match on the card, CM Punk taking on defeating Samoa Joe for the Real World Championship.
It has now been vacated. Sorry.
Or they just took it, or you just took it and ran home. It is what it is.
The X Division title's been vacated.
Oh,
I thought this was a lot of fun. This was a good opener. This is the pace. This is the energy you want from the crowd. I mean, these guys, I don't know when the last time. Yeah, they wrestled on Collision for what in that tournament?
Yeah, on Hardtop. Yeah.
Yeah. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this to kick the show off. I think it set the mood. It set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he won with the Pepsi Plunge. That's rare.
True.
I like the spot where Punk does across the crossroad and Joe's like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Just walks away. And then throws him for the bottom of the announce table, and Joe just does the jerking off.
Oh my god,
he was so great in that. Oh my god.
It just makes me love Samoa Joe so much more. It really truly does.
TK, can you do me a favor? Can you put him on Dynamite going forward and have him win the world title?
Right. I'm happy with him being the king of television, but god damn it, give him a heavyweight world championship.
The thing, and we will talk about everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks with Samoa Joe in the picture. I feel like he's proven himself in that locker room. He's proven that, hey, I'm here for the long run and I'm not dicking around. And I'm going to give you my absolute best across the board.
Yep.
All right. I'm giving a hot take. Joe should have won the real world title, the Collision world title.
Would have you then had him lose it to MJF in what should have been the main event at All Out? MJF versus the real world title.
You could.
Because I think they're playing the long game here with MJF. So that's my only thing with that. I do get it. Seeing what happened, I think in hindsight, that's the term I'm looking for. In hindsight, what you're saying makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you.
But at the time, I think we were expecting Punk to drop that title the following week.
Right.
Which is why it didn't happen. So, but no, I feel the sentiment. I think he needs to have that title at some point.
Yeah.
You're goddamn right he does.
He's definitely earned it.
What a fucking killer.
Right?
We'll talk about him on All Out, but yeah. Move on, Sam.
Following that, we had the 6-man tag Bullet Club Gold in Konosuke Takeshita defeating the Golden Elite. Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi.
Fucking disappointing, man. Come on, guys. What's wrong?
Honestly, though, I thought even though the majority of us picked Omega for this, or no, the Golden Elite, the fact that Takeshita was the one to get the pin on Kenny, I thought was a great move because it continues to build him as a legitimate threat. And then we'll talk about their match that they had it all out in a little bit, but I thought that if anything was going to happen, that would have been the best way for that to end.
And also, I really liked the match. So I wasn't expecting. I mean, I'm glad Takeshi pinned him, and we'll talk about their all-out match in a bit. But I really enjoyed this one. I mean, and Ibushi, he looked better than he did in Blood and Guts. That's all I'll say about him. But actually, you know what? Give me Takeshi and Ibushi. Fuck it, make it 1-on-1.
All right, I'd be all with that.
There's an Inoki tribute show coming up. Book it, TK.
There is Wrestle Dream, exactly. Yeah, you never know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna announce Wrestle Dream during within this time period. So I'm excited, but also I think in the back of our heads we're all like, oh my gosh, it's 2017 WWE all over again. So
too many pay-per-views.
Yeah, but you know what's gonna happen though.
Yeah, I mean it's true. Warner Brothers wanted them to have more pay-per-views.
I think for me it's the timing of it.
Right.
Because you're now having 4 of them in the matter of 3 months. Yep. You have an all in, all out. October, you have Wrestle Dream. November, you have Full Gear.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you have the gap. Unless we find out in November that we're having a December pay-per-view. And then in December, we're having a January pay-per-view. And in January, Revolution's happening. And then after Revolution, we have something happening in March.
March Madness, baby.
So that's my only thing. If that's the route we're going, cool. But it was just like we had all this happen all at once. And if they leave it like this, it's going to be very lopsided.
Right. I'm honestly surprised that they haven't turned like Fight for the Fallen or Fyter Fest into an actual pay-per-view, and instead of it being a super show.
They did that, I think, in 2019, and I think
the 1 year they did, but I'm surprised it hasn't stuck to become one of their normal pay-per-views.
I'm kind of surprised Grand Slam isn't either.
That's true too. There's another one, rocking out in Arthur Ashe Stadium. So
I bet they're doing horrible with tickets on that.
No, that's too bad.
Okay, so did we say our piece on that match? The 6-man?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say so. Yeah. Following that, we had the trilogy coming to an end. FTR taking on defeating the Young Bucks to retain the AEW World Tag Titles. I'm gonna say right now, I'm getting sick of them like numbering these matches like per the card. I figured it would have been like something where we could talk about Omega Okada 1, 2, and 3, just like psychologically, not like advertise, oh, this is the third in the trilogy. Oh, so they're not going to wrestle again. But that's my complaint. But either way, these two put on a banger match.
Yes. This was definitely a highlight of the night for me. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I was honestly surprised that FTR won. I really was. I really thought the Bucks were going to take it, but I'm very happy that FTR won.
Thanks, God, for not letting me change my pick.
That's true.
This was really, really. If I had to rate them out of the 3, I'd probably put this one second, maybe. What was the first match? Full Gear, right? That was during the pandemic.
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
So the first one was really good, and then I like some of the callbacks where Cash did the Springboard 450. I thought that was cool, and then BT, it was just fucking great. I mean, this excellent. I can't say enough good things about it. Same basically just took the words out of my mouth.
I don't know. I think they're all. This is tough. I don't know which of the 3 I like the best. We might have to maybe down the road we can go and like rate the 3 of them. Hot information for you, Ethan. I was at the second one when it was in Boston. So.
There anything else you want to fucking tell me? I'm still mad.
I was at a Money in the Bank cash-in as well. So I mean, you want to start? I can start just adding things I've been to.
That's a future podcast. There we go. Future podcast idea. All the things saved.
Things we've seen live in wrestling shows. We're getting too far off, but that's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
For FTR, actually, in the live. Well, since Sam's gonna throw shit, I seen Dax Howard get injured at a live event.
Oh no! Well, then to top that off, I used to used to use Twitter back and forth with Dax before he was even on main television in NXT. Him and I used to chat a little bit, so I thought that was pretty fun.
I do remember that.
Winner is Scott.
Back before, what were they? I think he had a different tag partner at that point too. He wasn't even with Cash. And he was part of a tag team called the Mechanics. So,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. And then I think his original tag partner left, and then Cash came in, and then they became the Revival and everything. Yeah, the rest is history.
But this was really good, honestly.
Yeah.
By the way, me and Zach got the only ones right on this one.
I think so, yeah.
So following that, we had the Stadium Stampede with Eddie Kingston, Penta Miedo, Best Friends, and Orange Cassidy defeating Blackpool Combat Club, Mike Santana and Ortiz. I don't know why they call him Mike Santana on the wiki.
I don't know.
No, that's what he's going by, actually.
He's going by Mike Santana?
Yeah.
Yeah, that threw me off.
Pulling off the first name?
Well, remember when I was saying he's hardcore during the pre-show match?
Mm-hmm.
They're hardcore. They're hardcore. I mean, I think that's another we all got wrong, I think. I'm pretty sure all of us got this one wrong on this match because I thought it was going to be Black. Honestly, I get Best Friends, the babyfaces winning, but honestly, I think Blackpool Combat Club should have took it.
Yeah. Yeah, we all picked Blackpool Combat Club. Nothing.
I really enjoyed this one as well. I like how they were making their entrance, and Eddie's like, well, fuck you guys. I'm just going to go bolt down the ring and start fighting Claudio.
Yep.
And then some of my only nitpicks here is some of the camera angles, like how did Beretta get busted open, and then we missed some chair shots and other stuff, but it's like, dude, like, come on, I get you can't be here.
That's the tough part about this, because you're fighting everywhere, so it's hard to have. I'm sure there were cameras with everybody, but the problem is you have a few producers that are saying, use this camera, use that camera, jump to this camera. They'll miss things. It's gonna happen. It's natural. But that's why you have to lean on the commentators to be able to try to explain it and help the story move along. Because like you said, like same thing. I'm like, how did Trent Beretta how did his face explode? What happened?
That's the only thing with these things. I mean, they're fun. And again, Scott and I, we were at the I don't know if they call it Stadium Stampede when we were at Double or Nothing.
Yes. That was the first one.
Yeah, it's cool when
not Stadium. No, that was
Anarchy in the Arena.
Anarchy in the Arena. Yeah. So we were there for that, and that was cool when you're there because all of a sudden it's just like it's like being in the Boston Garden back in the 80s. You know, just fights breaking out all over the place. And it's cool. But when you go back and watch something like that on TV, then you're like, okay, there's a lot. It's all over the place. It's like if you go back and watch the World War III pay-per-views from WCW.
Oh god,
it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare to go back and watch it. And I bet you it was cool if you were there and at the time, but in hindsight, you're like, man, this was a bad idea.
Yep.
I love how Sue came out and then everybody started cheering for her, and then she had baked cookies, and Trent's like, all right, I'm using these as weapons.
Fantastic. Absolutely.
And thank God the ladder.
How over she is. She needs an action figure like yesterday. It needs to happen.
Thank God Pentagon and Mike Santana didn't get injured again, because that ladder was.
Yeah.
I didn't get the whole Penta El Scarro change.
Well, that's his like evil persona. He had that in AEW for a little bit, and then it went away. And I thought he was going to go like full Pentagon Dark, like Lucha Underground. There's my reference for the week.
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was about to say that.
And yeah, like. When I heard the new music, I was like, "Oh shit, there it is." Okay, all right, I get it now.
He's hardcore.
It was a little weirdly placed, but whatever. It is what it is.
And then Orange getting the win. I'm a little surprised Claudio got pinned because mostly he's protected. I thought he was gonna be Yuta or Ortiz.
Right.
But I still enjoy. If I had to pick like Anarchy / Team, this is the weakest one. I probably have to say.
Okay.
Maybe, but I still really enjoyed it though. But if I had to make a list, there's that word again.
Honestly, though, since you mentioned that, Orange Cassidy going for the ROH Heavyweight Championship when he's back.
Technically he did. Yeah, he could.
He pinned the champ, so just
I got a dream
throwing
match.
that out there.
I got an idea for a Claudio match, but I'll tell her Neil out.
All right.
Right.
Sam probably knows where I'm going with that, but I'll talk about that in All Out.
We'll hop over to the women's title match, and the moment that we knew was going to happen, Saraya taking on defeating Hikaru Shida, Dr. Britt Baker, and Toni Storm for the women's world title. And this is what we wanted, and this is exactly what we got.
Yeah.
The pop was big. I was a little shocked by the turn from Toni mid-match. I didn't think we were going to go that route so soon.
A certain stat man was happy.
Yes, I mean, yeah, he's been very anti-Outcasts for a long time.
I can't blame him though.
I did expect the turn because you have two women in the same faction going for a title. Their ego is going to get in the way. One's not really going to let the other do it in the match. If they're helping them, that's a different story. Like if they're not in the match, but you're in the match. If you're not in the match to win the heavyweight championship or the women's championship, what the hell are you doing in the match?
That's a fair assessment, yeah.
That's just my thoughts on
it. This was predictable, but honestly, like, does Brett really need it? Sorry, Zach. She did just lost. Storm just lost it. I mean, she don't need it yet.
Right.
Yet. I was waiting for her to throw a shoe.
But it was a shoe.
I love I love her new character development. It's so good. Our friend Mark, obviously big fan of the brand and everything. Him and I have been chatting back and forth, and he's obsessed with Toni and what she's turned into. It's outstanding. I thought it's really well. I love the Marilyn Monroe thing that she's kind of going with. Also a little psychotic, which is kind of fun too. I did miss Dynamite. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard that there's something else that's going to be coming next week, like some type of like behind the scenes for her life or whatever. So we'll see what happens. But I like this version of Toni Storm. I don't think she needs to be in the Outcasts going forward. So
fuck no.
We'll
Fuck no. She needs to go up. You can keep Saraya and Ruby Soho together, but Toni should just do her own shit, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hop over to I think another predictable match. Darby Allin and Sting getting the win over Christian Cage and Swerve Strickland in the coffin match.
Yep.
No dad comments in this match.
Nope.
Again, I will say it. I don't know what the hell. Let me tell you, there's no better legend in the business right now who looks as good as he does as Sting. I know the table spot looks. If this is the one with the table spot I'm thinking of, I think that was sloppy. I feel like there was one little thing with him that didn't look great, but everything else has been like flawless.
Hey, now he made it up. He did a second leg drop or butt drop. But Darby, what the fuck are you doing, man? Jesus Christ, you're back. Let's coffin. Hi, my name is Darby. Welcome to Jackass. I'm gonna jump on a coffin.
Thank you. Thank you. Like seriously, like he does. Like, did you? I know they showed it a few times, but did you see his head just like smash against the back of the coffin once his body hit? I was just like, oh god.
And he's out of the TNT title match.
Oh, Christ.
But and what a spot Nick Wayne. He took a back bump on a skateboard.
Yeah, that was pretty rough too. Yeah. Well, I mean, thank God these kids are young, but I mean, that's got to catch up to them real quick.
Oh, for God's sakes, Darby's climbing Mount Everest.
Thank you that they're young, but then they're gonna be, have an addiction problem, and then they're gonna have other problems, and that's what we don't need. We don't need. So far, we still have this issue where we have a lot of legends again from the 80s and 90s just dropping dead at a younger age.
Yeah.
And somehow, and I've listened, it's funny, I did listen to, I'm going on a little side note, I did listen to Hulk Hogan on Rogan. It was a good episode, actually. It was actually really good. Whether half those stories are true, I don't know. But I don't know what it was with him and Flair. Somehow those two, who are the biggest stars in the whole industry, are like the two that are just outlasting everybody. I don't know if it was because they were cleaner than the rest of them. I don't know what it is, but hopefully with the younger talent here, especially Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne just turned 18.
Right.
We don't need him in a wheelchair in the next 5 years or ever, honestly. Kid's a great talent.
Darby might be, though, at this fucking rate.
They were saying that about Will Ospreay.
Jericho said that too, yeah.
That the way he was wrestling at one point when he was considered a junior heavyweight was going to have him like incapacitated. And I know he has some health problems still.
Well, he did a Spanish fly and his head off the ring apron, his fucking head was like busted open.
Yeah. But at least what Will Ospreay did was he ended up transitioning into the heavyweight role, where it's like, I don't have to do the crazy flying stuff all the time. Which, speaking of which, we're going to hop right over there. Will Ospreay getting the dub over Mr. Fozzy himself, Chris Jericho.
That was a great segue.
It was cool to see Fozzy perform in front of 80,000 people. He's like, I've performed a bigger crowd than da-da-da-da-da. Guess
That's
what?
a shoot, brother.
I forgot who he said. But no, Chris didn't look so bad in this match. I know sometimes he looks a little older than he should be.
Yeah.
But
yeah, he brings out the best in his opponents, and his opponents do the same thing if they're up to snuff. And Ospreay obviously is up to snuff. Like you said, Jericho did not look his age. He looked good, and I'm glad though that Ospreay does get the win here. He deserves it. It's a big rub to get it off of Jericho.
A good big rub to get it off of Jericho. Yes, it is.
I was like, who's gonna catch that? Yep. Okay.
I wasn't gonna let that drop.
That's what she said.
Yes.
But I really enjoyed this. I mean, Jericho had a couple botched spots, but I mean, it was only little. Ospreay needed this. Jericho don't, like John said, Jericho doesn't really need much wins anymore. And then he pushed off Sammy because he was mad. And now I think they're having a fight at Grand Slam. Spoiler alert.
Well, let's talk about another big moment we had here. The Acclaimed taking on and defeating the House of Black to become the new AEW World Trios champions. I, in celebration, have bought an Acclaimed hat. I will be wearing it. Actually, does not know yet.
Which doesn't know yet? Oh, no.
No.
That's outstanding.
Come on the live stream. She'll tell you. He just made it. I honestly, this is my weakest match of the night. Honestly, but you knew they were winning. Honestly, like
yeah.
I think this went like I don't know what 5 or like 10 minutes or something.
10, almost 11, like 10:50.
Poor Julia Hart, man. I felt so bad for her. But there's remember when I was talking about Joe needs a world title run?
Yep.
There's 2 of them in this match that needs a future world title run.
Okay.
Malachi Black.
Yes.
And Brody.
I could see Brody with the mid-card title. I don't know if he's done enough yet to warrant him being a heavyweight champion. Yeah. Okay, at least in AEW. I know he's done a ridiculous amount of shit in the indies, and that's great. That's fine. But to me, I think he'd be a great TNT champion.
Me too.
You give Malachi the heavyweight championship, and Buddy. Can't forget Buddy. I think he could be another one that could be a great mid-card champ.
I can see him with the I can see him being a world champion in a couple of years, but international title.
There you go. For a second. Clean sweep. You give Julia Hart can somehow get the either TBS. Title. Well, yeah, TBS or the women's title, and then House of Black has all the belts.
Like this match was all right, but honestly, for week, I'd say this is the weakest one.
Right.
No, it was also kind of super predictable too.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, when Badass Billy Gunn comes back after everything that's been happening, you knew there was no way they were going to lose.
Well, when he came back, like I said on the pick show, like this is the 3rd time they're challenging for the title. Like he came back and lost. What was the fucking point of him coming
back? No, that's exactly it.
That would have been point. And don't get me, I love both trios, and I'm glad they won the trios. You knew they were going to win sooner or later,
right?
But I think it's Malachi and them to get single gold now.
Yeah, I mean, keep them together, make them relevant, make sure they still have their dominance. Because that was the thing originally the first time, is that they weren't dominant. It was kind of like the Wyatt family for a while, where the Wyatt family is like, oh, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be the threat, and then they always lose. Like, imagine, and I don't want to like say that winning is a big deal, but imagine had things been different and the Undertaker was like that throughout the 90s. That's the way I look at it. Like, the Undertaker became a staple. He became, at one point, the end-all, be-all.
Right.
And imagine if they were just like, nah, we're going to just, like, let him, like, lose all the time. He didn't have to have the title. That was the thing. Undertaker never needed the title. But if he I mean, I don't think he would have been as memorable as he is, today.
Right. Especially with the aura around him. Like, you don't lose. Or if you do, it's a fluke, or it's something ridiculous. Like, you just can't keep losing. And House of Black was doing that for a while. They were just losing. Like, there was nothing. They didn't seem special. Now they seem a lot more special with the stuff that they're doing.
But they need to keep that momentum still.
Correct. I mean, you could take the loss here for the trios title, have them go away for a little bit, and they come back and they just destroy things. And like Ethan said, maybe it's time for one of them. Malachi probably would be the best one to go for a singles title.
Yes.
Yep. And again, we'll just quickly hop back to the Acclaimed. They are still on fire.
Yes.
I don't even remember what the hell happened prior to them having the titles, the tag titles. But like, the moment they caught that flame, it just, if I don't hear the Acclaimed show up on a show now, it's almost like they still, I think, get one of the biggest pops, if not the biggest pop.
Oh, absolutely. You hear that at the beginning of their theme and the crowd's already blowing up. It's great.
Because not only are they talented, they're, Max Caster on the mic is incredible.
Yep.
So, let's hop over to the main event. I think a very important main event for a very important show. And Scott and I think had this conversation on our podcast. MJF and Adam Cole for the AEW World Championship with MJF retaining. And Ethan, I'm going to throw this out here. I don't know if you've listened to it, or I don't remember if we talked about it, but I will readdress something we talked about here. I had concerns with this match. The biggest concern here with this match is sometimes when you do a big show like this, you may take like MJF and you're going to put him up against Chris Jericho, or you might put him up against CM Punk, or you might put him up against Jon Moxley, somebody who's been there for a long time. And instead, or the other way with Adam Cole, instead they took two younger guys. I know Adam Cole, he's in his lower mid-30s, a couple years older than I am, but he's still considered young in the industry, in the mainstream. They took these two younger stars and made them the main event and tore the roof off. And personally, that made it that much more special and better.
Yeah. This was like I'm glad these two made event. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to come in with the World Tag titles during the Honor ones.
Yeah.
But, man, that MJF brainbuster spot, holy shit.
There was so much about this. Because at first it was it did seem a little slower at first. And then started to pick up. And then slowly I remember shenanigans happening towards the end.
Yep.
I think there was what was it? There was the count out.
Yeah, it ended in a double. What was it? A double count out? Oh no, double pin. It was a double pin. And then the crowd was like, and I remember watching that happen, and I was just like, "Oh dear God, please not let this not be the end of the pay-per-view." Especially because you're in England, and like these guys barely get anything. Like, do not let this be how this show ends. And thankfully, both wrestlers are like, "Nope, we're gonna go until the end." I'm like, "Oh, thank God, let's go." But yeah, then I think there was an immediate ref bump right after that, I believe. If I remember correctly.
And then poor Bryce Reinsberg takes a fucking Panama Sunrise.
Oh my God, I know, that's right. But those of you who watched Bryce when he was in the Indies roughing, the man used to do ridiculous shit, especially with the Young Bucks back in the day. So seeing that, like, it brought me extra joy because I'm like, Bryce gets to do fun stuff again. This is great. But yeah, I enjoyed this match a lot. It went a nice smooth 29 minutes, and it was just, yeah, the future is bright for AEW if they can hold on to both of these guys. Obviously, I know the whole bidding war of 2024 when it comes to MJF. We'll see what happens. But I think it's going to be, I think AEW is in good hands with either one of these guys at the helm going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have really much stuff to say. Like, it was really, really good match. I mean, thank God they didn't do the double pin. I think I probably would have gave it a little less rating, but I really enjoyed it.
But you know what? I think. Sorry, we have a fourth co-host right now. Somebody couldn't leave me alone. So I think the way they implemented it, and I prefer it with the double pin in instead of without, because the crowd was like not having it.
Right.
And then Adam Cole's was like, I just want 5 more minutes. And then MJF goes, no, you're not getting your 5. We go until somebody wins. And then the crowd was just electric.
Oh, yeah,
like that was perfect. I think they would not have been as electric had you not done that.
Right. Because it had been a long, long day to that point. And to do that, it was just like that extra shot of adrenaline in the arm. And the crowd, you're right, Sam. The crowd just went crazy after that. So, yeah, that was a real good play by both of them.
So, before we hop over to talk about All Out, Ethan picks on the show. What you got?
World Tag Team Title match, Stadium Stampede match, Jericho and Ospreay, and the main event.
Nice.
It's good. All good matches. Again, I mean, I thought you weren't going to be able to top this. We're hopping over to All Out now. We had 13 matches, and we were just like, there's no way this is going to be like half as good. And I think we're all in agreement this pay-per-view was better. Yeah. Like, I just can't, I don't know how.
Right, yeah.
I don't know how, and it's still bothering me.
Well, I mean, we might know how, but we won't talk about that anymore.
Don't forget to listen to the Fall Ramble Scramble episode of Above the Ring. So I'm just going to skip over this one quickly. We didn't make a pick for this one. Hangman Adam Page won the over-budget charity battle royale, eliminating Brian Cage, and I think that's going to lead to some kind of feud.
They have a match next week.
Yes. But the second pre-show match, Hikaru Shida, Willow Nightingale, and Sky Blue take on defeating Athena, Mercedes Martinez, India Monte, which I haven't seen in a long time.
She's been wrestling a Ring of Honor.
Yep.
So it's Mercy. You know what? Fuck it. I love Athena being as champion, but I think it's time for her to come up.
Come to the main to the main show. Absolutely. Athena is, I love that she's like the forever champion of ROH, but yeah, I want her on my television. She's a phenomenal wrestler. She always has been, even when she was back in NXT and WWE. She was great. It's just like she's buried on ROH. It's like, come on.
Yeah, I think they need to go back to using Ring of Honor. And this is gonna sound, I mean, we all know Ring of Honor was the ultimate indie promotion, but they need to use it as like their developmental.
Yes.
You know, they need to kind of cut this. We need to get everyone on our roster wrestling. You know, we need to go to even bring it down to an hour. You know, do a bunch of tapings an hour a week. Right. Because that was what made Ring of Honor. You know, I remember I'd watch it a few times. You only get that hour and you're like, that was it?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it'd be like Cody talking for 20 minutes. Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Yep.
You know, or you get, that's what they need to do. You know, and make sure you have some of these other people chiseled out to move forward.
This past week's was an hour.
Oh, all right.
But honestly, it was more of it was like dark. But honestly, this was a fun 6-woman tag. All right, on to the main event of the pre-show.
Yeah, the main event, man, going from second to the pre-show, but they probably needed it. The Acclaimed, Billy Gunn defending their tag title successfully against Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal. Quick 6-minute bout. Yeah, I think this might personally, throughout the whole show, might have been the weakest on the card.
Easy.
This All right, when I said this was ass, but the All Out card, this match was ass.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I hate it. Why is Jared challenging for titles? Actually, you know what? I can't be hypocrite. Why is Billy Gunn holding the title?
well,
But I like Billy Gunn a little better. But anyway, that's another podcast for another day. I don't know. It was just way too much bullshit. Honestly,
yeah.
that was way too much. House of Torture. Sam will get the reference.
Oh God, no. I understand it because you've talked about it before. No.
Yes. Oh, come on.
I mean, the best part about Jeff Jarrett and that whole thing is his theme song.
That's one of the reasons. And plus, he still gets heel heat, so it's
true.
It's slightly given a pass. But
yeah,
honestly, out of this 13 match, this was just the weakest. Battle Royal was probably my second weakest, but yeah, this was.
I will never knock. I mean, a battle royale is a battle royale at this point.
Yeah,
I would feel like half the time it's just to get people on the card and kind of get some. Hey, we're gonna just have a bunch of people on here, and if they're not on the card, we'll just throw them in here, and you'll get excited about it.
Right.
So it's kind of like I don't know if they did it this past year when New Japan does theirs for the KOPW. Always look forward to that. It's just fun. It's just.
I did like the Daniel Garcia dancing eliminate up the.
Yeah, when he gets eliminated, yeah.
Well,
yep.
Let's hop to the main card. You know, again, kicking off the show, Better Than You, Baby. Taking on, defeating the Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver, to retain the Ring of Honor tag titles. It's a pretty good opener. I mean...
It was, yeah, I did enjoy this. Well, when they won the Battle Royal, I was like, oh, fuck, I don't care. But actually, this was pretty enjoyable.
I like that Dark Order has gone back to their dark roots. Started to being more heelish. Like I had worried about that for the longest time after Brody Lee passed away. It's like, how are they going to go heel again? How is it going to make sense? They found a way to make it make sense. So now I'm honestly excited to see who they recruit because they want people like them to show up again. Obviously, they lost 3/4 of their staff. So it's about, they need to backfill. So I'm excited to see who will show up and who will make things happen. Maybe sooner rather than later. I know he's still real young, but maybe we'll get to see more -1 again. Maybe they'll turn on -1.
Those
who
dicks.
knows? Who knows? I mean, that would be the ultimate heel thing right there. So
I mean, they lost Stewie. Stewie.
Yeah. Well, Stu's with the Righteous. They lost
Preston Fans.
Yep, he's now with I can't never say their name correctly.
Just say LFI. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's with them. Obviously, Anna Jay went to the JAS, and now she's out in the middle of doing whatever. But yeah, so it'd be nice to let them have a nice strong leader and just run with it. See what happens.
But I enjoy this one though.
Mm-hmm.
So next match, Sammy boy.
So going from this match, MJ, immediately Samoa Joe's music kicks on, and I'm like, that's weird. I guess we're just getting right into it. And then Samoa Joe walks out, and I'm like, I was a little confused, but I think this was the moment where I knew the show was going to be fire.
Yep.
And I think I texted you guys.
Yep.
It was like we saw everything that had happened in the past week, and they were like, let's get that out of the headlines. Let's put the best show we can on.
Yep.
And the moment Samoa Joe checked MJF, the whole NXT thing there came to mind, and now we're going to get that down the road. I'm super excited. But Samoa Joe taking on Shane Taylor and defeating him by submission for the TV title. Shane Taylor, we need more Shane Taylor on.
Yes.
Big meaty men slapping meat, boy.
Yes, sir. This was a hoss fight. And these boys beat the ever-living snot out of each other. I'm surprised that it only went 6 minutes. Like, I thought this match felt like a 15-minute banger. But then all of a sudden it's like night time because Joe puts him to sleep. But still, it's like,
was this the shortest match on the main show?
Yes,
I think it was.
Yes, by a good amount. But it's still, like I said, it felt like it was 15 minutes. Like it just did not stop at all.
I would like more Shane Taylor on Dynamite and Collision, please.
Yes. Even Rampage. Somewhere on television. Just do it.
All right, next up in the Big Meaty Man Slap and Meat tournament, Shane Taylor versus Brian Cage.
Okay.
Yeah, this is, again, we talk about the different types of wrestling, and I think, again, AEW, they do have a lot of flippy shit. They have a lot of tag team stuff, but I think they also have their fair share of hosses in the company.
Yes.
So we're gonna hop over. We had the TNT title match following that. Luchasaurus taking on Defeat and Darby Allin. We had that little bit with Nick Wayne at the end where they were gonna do the concerto to Darby. I don't know. I really like this. I was like, oh, I gotta get Darby in here again, and Darby's gonna win it again. But no, this is great.
Yeah.
The dinosaur beat the turtle kid.
I'm glad Luchasaurus won.
Me too.
I mean, obviously Christian's been running around with the title, but it's nice to see Luchasaurus actually just getting in there and just beating the crap out of somebody for a while. It's nice. And it's plus his new theme song, easily my top 3 for AEW theme songs. It sounds so badass, and the way he walks out with like the one shoulder pad that's just like all decked out to the nines. It's just like this is some high quality shit. I love this so much.
Remember we were told Fantasy how Darby or Sting were gonna turn each other, like cost each other the match.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about Nick Wayne turning on him. I was kind of waiting for that, honestly. But I actually thought that this was my match of the night, like up to this point. But they've been more better later on.
Really, this far up? Because I mean, up next we had Miro take on Defeat Powerhouse Hobbs by submission.
yes.
Another Big Meaty Man slapping meat. this fucking ruled.
As soon as I heard those trumpets, my night got so much better.
Meat forever.
There's a shirt. AEW now has a meat shirt.
Neither Rose tweeted out to Sam about that.
So good.
I did. I was so excited. Like, just everything about this match was what I wanted. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you're fucking Jim Cornette or some miserable prick in his mom's basement eating Taco Bell and just drinking Coke. Like, this is excellent.
You want some heat, Sam? Let's talk. Raj Gary kept fucking trashing AEW, so.
Yeah, this was great. I don't care who the fuck you are. This is great. This is what I want. This is what I want more of. Especially, we had a debut, and the only debut of the show. CJ Perry is here.
But she has been forsaken. So
no more pretzel time for CJ Perry.
Nope.
TK, you need to make a Big Meaty Man slapping meat title. Haas division. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, the Haas division.
You have to be 250 and over. But honestly,
250, 280, 300 and up.
The super heavyweight cruiserweight title.
Welcome to 305 Live.
But spoiler, I got this match wrong, but I'm glad I got this one wrong, honestly.
Sam and I are the only ones that picked Miro, and I was very happy about that. It was so great.
I actually kind of a little surprised Powerhouse Hobbs like tapped out. Did he tap or pass out?
Submission.
I think he passed out. Yeah.
No, I think he did tap actually.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I was so surprised he tapped. I actually thought if they weren't gonna do like one wins, I thought they were gonna do double count to keep them protected and then move on to like another match and like do like no count out match or a stipulation.
Well, I mean,
too many, but
Hobbs did attack him after the match. Like after they shook hands, they did the whole Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's his name handshake thing that turned into another meme, which was great. And then Hobbs attacked him. So, like I said, I hadn't watched Dynamite, so I don't know if they've referenced that at all or if they're probably going to wait for Collision, because they're mostly on that show, so that would make sense. But yeah, I'm very glad for Miro. Like Miro deserved a pay-per-view win since he's returned. So I honestly don't think this is going to hurt Hobbs. If this turns into a feud between the two, I'm all for that as well.
Let's do round 2, baby.
Let's go.
Let's make it happen. All right, folks.
Match,
we have again. This might have been one of my favorites of the night. Chris Statlander defeating Ruby Soho for the TBS title.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed this match.
I just feel so bad for Ruby. She's like forever the bridesmaid, never the bride. This poor girl has gone for so many titles and tournaments and everything, and she's always come up short every single time. So it's just like, when is she gonna get that win? When? It's just, I need it to happen at some point.
This match was fun. My only complaint was that when she was chasing Saraya around the ringside, and Saraya was like doing like the cartoon like face. That was my.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that too much, but I mean that's just me nitpick. But overall, I did really enjoy this match. I did like Tony Storm coming out and taking the spray paint
Oh
can.
my God.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what she came out from because then I seen video like the gifs and stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't even know she was even under the ring.
Yeah.
I looked away for a second, and next thing I know, Statlander's pinned her with the Sunday Night Fever.
Yep.
But I really enjoyed this for a TBS title match.
Yeah, this was worth it. This was so good. Following that, where did we begin with this one? Bryan Danielson defeating Ricky Starks by technical submission.
No DQ strap match. This was beautiful. It was just carnage, and it was just blood everywhere. The straps were like red by the end of this. It was just, yeah, this was like brutality. Like it was a lot of fun to watch. And obviously with Ricky Steamboat down there and commentary for this whole thing was a lot of fun too. Yeah, this fight ruled. This was my favorite of the night.
For me, second. I'll tell my first. But I really enjoyed this. I can't do it justice talking about it. I really enjoyed this. Stark's next world champion.
There is something about this. I felt like, and again, Scott and I, we've been on the Ricky Starks train since NWA.
Yep.
And he's just, I don't know, this match, and then the promo, and Scott, when you watch it on Dynamite, he does like a video package promo. Just, he's on the next level. He's like upper mid card at this point.
Nice.
Like I'm all in. They need to. The Ricky train is going, and it's not stopping.
Good.
Remember, Revolution is televised.
That's right.
Following that, we had the BCC, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta taking on, defeating Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata.
It's the only match I hated because it was the only match I got wrong. I was so pissed.
Me too. Well, I got 3 wrong, but not really. But I'm a little surprised. Actually, they won. Of course, I don't pick them, and they fucking win again. Remember I said Claudio? I had a dream match for Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You probably know where I'm going with this. I could see Claudio and Shibata. Give me that. Those two beating the shit out of each other for 15, 20 minutes. Fuck it. Let's book it.
Was it me, or was Shibata's European uppercuts hitting harder? Like, this seemed more legit than Claudio's.
No, I agreed.
Okay. All right. Because I was watching this happen, I'm like, either Claudio's selling this beautifully, which he does, or when Claudio's trying to deliver his, they seemed weaker. And I was like, that doesn't seem right with Claudio. But I don't know. Yeah. I'd be all for that, watching those two just beat the ever-living snot out of one another. I mean, it's true.
But also, I think I love Claudio and Eddie, but their feud needs to come to an end soon. Just fight Grand Slam.
Just get it over with.
Like I get the hate, but like it's kind of getting to the point. Like, all right, guys, let's speed this up. Come on.
Right. Yeah. No, I got you.
I just went 6 out. It was fun. I'm both surprised Shibata will lose, to be honest with you. Most every time Tony brings him in, wins. Even though he didn't get pinned, but still. But I thought it was fun little match.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this was good. And up until this point, keep in mind, it was the match before this where Scott and I were 7-0.
Yep.
Yes, you guys were, yeah. I think all 3 of us were. No, sorry, disregard mine.
Actually, no, we were. Where did we?
I was undefeated. You I think had dropped one match before that. It was yeah, you had at some point because
Starks. I picked Starks.
that's
what it
right.
was.
Yeah.
I'm looking around. So up until the strap match, Scott and I were, this would have been a clean sweep.
I was pretty much clean sweep to the Pops match.
So we now have a rule in place that we're going to announce here that Scott and I have decided. We didn't tell anyone else. I just threw it out there. I'm like, because even, again, there's a chance that Scott could have swept this one. He was off by one. Think about that. 13 matches, 12 of them we're counting points for. Scott missed one. So we decided going forward, if there is a clean sweep, and it'll be rare, if there is a clean sweep, the winner of the clean sweep gets 2 points.
Damn.
Yep.
So
like starting now or when Scott?
No, well, obviously starting now.
Well, Scott didn't make a clean sweep, but
right. Even if I did, I felt like that wouldn't have been right to take 2 points because we wouldn't have discussed it with you guys first.
Yeah, but here on out.
Yeah.
I got to
get 2 points.
I got to applaud Scott for that because I can't believe how well he did on this one. But
well, I was keeping score and I was like, holy shit. I mean, I pretty much just went, Scott, you basically just won. Spoiler alert.
It went down to the main event. I mean, it was funny because the last two matches meant points for all three of us. It could have been if FTR and the Young Bucks would have won, then Ethan would have gotten a point with me because I was guaranteed a point already by the time this was done. And then for the main event, Sam would have had the same chance because he was the only one that picked Cassidy.
My point came down to the main event.
All right, let's get to it.
But let's continue into this. We got 3 more matches to go. My personal favorite match of the night, Konosuke Takeshita taking on defeating Kenny Omega.
2 weeks in a row.
This was my match of the night. Nope. Omega. Wow, I lost my thought. You ever know since Callis betrayed Omega, he lost every match?
Yep. Every singles match he's lost, yeah.
Oh, he's 0-5 pay-per-views right now.
But like this match, this is what I've wanted because I know Takeshita is very talented. I could tell from a mile away that he has big plans.
Yep.
He's so good. And I wanted the one-on-one with Kenny because I don't care what anyone says. There's a reason why Kenny Omega, who is considered one of the best, if not the best in the world right now. In my personal favorite active wrestler, I can't think of anybody. Now, I mean, him, Okada, AJ Styles, Gunther. I can go through the list. But I wanted this one because if he could hang with Kenny, like, not just hang, but hang, there's a future. And this match is exactly what I wanted. And it blew any expectation out of the water. Incredible. Even the head drop, even the botch, which I saw people saying, oh, it looked like Kenny was, I don't know if maybe Ethan, you were saying that or somebody else was saying, it looked like he was trying to like kick back and land on his feet and instead he landed on his head.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
I like his gear to pay tribute to DDT.
Yep.
That was cool. But honestly, I'm agreeing with saying this was my match. And the strap match is second. Yeah, second of the night. And then the Big Man Sleep Me Part 2 was the other one. That was Mira Haas, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Scott. I mean,
I can't talk about this match. Like,
no, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed this match. I think for me, the only reason why the strap match was a little better is just I liked the brutality of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this match definitely had like I remember I messaged everybody in the chat. I'm like, are we seeing New Japan Kenny tonight? Like,
yes.
This seemed a lot more of that and less of the AEW Kenny that we've seen. So it was, yeah. I love that he lost again. I think it's great storytelling. Number one, number two, it makes Takeshita look even better which is great. I'm glad that, and obviously Don did get involved, which we all knew was going to happen, but it wasn't
as bad.
correct. It wasn't as like in your face, like he was blatantly doing shit all the time to get Kenny to lose. He picked his spots. He did a great job. I still want to know who the hell is going to be in this family. I want to know. I need to know.
By the way, Omega limited me from because I was pretty close to Scott. Well, actually, Scott pretty much. I think a match ahead was, but basically Omega limited me from getting.
Oh, that's right. That's what it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, it wasn't the 8-man tag. It was this match. That's right.
For me, I had basically Omega lost, and I was out.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to the 8-man tag now. Unless Sam's got anything else to say.
I blanked. Yeah. Also, that portrait of Don Callis in Takeshita, put on the put. I want that.
It's so good.
Don Callis should be a figurehead and a role model for every human being out there. So we're gonna hop over to the 8-man tag. Bullet Club Gold taking on defeating FTR and the Young Bucks.
Guns up. Yeah.
This was fun. 8-man tag, and even though it was like right before the main event. Surprisingly, these two matches, the last two went longer than the main event.
Right? Well, I mean, you knew Kenny and Takeshita was going to go long. You knew because they did a great job telling a story. And yeah,
this one could have cut maybe 5 minutes short, but I still really enjoyed it. But I'm just nitpicking.
Yeah, there were a lot of near falls that should have ended this match. I agree with you on that one.
Like, it was still a good match, don't get me wrong, but my only nitpick is just telling it like 5-10 minutes at the most. But it was still great. I still liked it.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, after watching the match prior, I'm like, okay, this is going to be the match that breaks up this from the main event. And even still, the crowd was still pretty crazy for this one.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd did not stop.
Nope.
I thought it was great. I'm glad Bullet Club Gold got the W, really establishing Jay White, Juice, and the Guns, as not just they're just the Bullet Club guys, and they're just gonna be here to represent Bullet Club. No, we're gonna make sure Jay White stays at the top.
Yeah, he's another one that should be going for singles gold sooner rather than later.
Yes, 100%, absolutely agreed. Main event. Keep in mind, I'm gonna read these numbers out for you guys. The card actually ended by midnight Eastern. All right. Luchasaurus is 12 minutes 20 seconds. The TNT title 12 minutes 20 seconds. Miro and Hobbs 15 minutes 40 seconds. Statlander Soho 12 minutes 25 seconds. Danielson Starks 22 minutes 40 seconds. BCC Kingston Shibata 15 minutes 55 seconds. Takeshita and Omega 30 minutes 30 seconds. Bullet Club Gold 21:35. Moxley taken on and defeating Orange Cassidy to become the new international champion 19 minutes 50 seconds. We had some longer matches on this whole card.
We did.
We did.
But the thing of it is, they were good. Like they weren't like some matches that just like this should not go any longer than 10 minutes at all. But all of these matches were great. I mean, I'm as much as I've loved Orange Cassidy's run, it was time for him to drop that belt.
Mm-hmm. So, Bobby Fish Jr., how do you feel about losing that prediction?
This was, I didn't know how this was going to go because Cassidy and Moxley they have different styles. So this was going to be it was either going to be like an okay, I'm like, this will be all right. Yeah. And this still, I was picking top 5. This is in my top 5.
Yeah.
This was really enjoyable. Like the first few minutes, I was like, okay, whatever. But I like how Cassidy had his hands. I was like, dude, why you busted open and then had his hands in his pot and he's doing it slow. I'm like, kind of late for that cat. And then he started booing the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to see more of that Orange Cassidy. Where's that? Like, I get his gimmick's supposed to be lazy and ha ha ha. Right. I actually like this Cassidy, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. But the man deserves a nice long rest. I believe He even tweeted out afterwards. He's like, "I'm gonna go lay down." I'm like,
I did laugh at that.
I'm like, go do that, please. My God, yeah. The match was good.
This was his 32nd title defense, I believe they said.
Yes, yep. He had defeated 31 people before that. Yeah, but I'm happy for Mox. It's nice to have him see under the title. I honestly hope he doesn't have it for too long. I feel like he should be constantly fighting for the heavyweight title. That's just my thought. But I had to think about it. I don't know who's going to take the title from him either. That's the thing. Maybe I'd be okay with that.
But who'd you say?
Takeshita.
I could see that.
Make it the IC title. It should be.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's funny. Speaking of Cassie, sorry, Sam, we cut up, buddy. They actually showed the YouTube video of all of Cassie's titles. Like, I think after he won from Pac, but basically on YouTube, they literally uploaded all his defenses.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. I didn't even realize that was up to 30 until they kept. I was like, "Holy fuck!" And so I went to Cage Match, and I was like, "Oh, they were telling it because you know how wrestling
Oh, of course. Like Goldberg, like he had like 1,000 victories. Like, really,
I looked on Cage Match and that's title. I'm like, "Oh shit, that's actually." I thought it was like wasn't even thinking right. It was like 20, but I actually really enjoyed this match, and plus Moxie's the only one to hold both 2 singles titles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And rightfully,
he's the only one I believe in. Yeah.
The man's been the workhorse for AEW.
Oh, absolutely.
The Tanahashi of AEW.
Yeah, he's just been a workhorse, and you know if there's a Hall of Fame, if he's not in the first year that they do it, and what are you doing? You're making mistakes. Yeah. But
and he didn't bleed.
You want to know who also made mistakes? A lot of people. A lot of people made mistakes. The champ is not here.
Surprise, surprise.
Because he had other things to do. Watching what we Americans call football, you know, opening night, if you will. So he's not here, but I will let the former champion himself kind of go through the rankings here for both All In and All Out. Actually, before I do that, Ethan picks.
International title match.
Mm-hmm.
Omega and the cat. I almost mixed their names together. Omega and the Takeshita.
Mm-hmm. Strap match is one. This is not my match of the year, but put Miro and Hobbs on the list. That one's 7 out of 10. But I that's one I'd check out. There was another one I swore I think. One sec, hold on. You guys keep talking. I gotta find my other one. Well,
no, that's a 3. That was a 3. Okay.
That was a 3. Okay.
Sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. So, Scott, former champ, former Mr. Thursday Night. Let's run down the rankings of the what's going on here.
All right. So for All in last place with 5 points, unfortunately, was Sam.
It's a conspiracy.
All right, Chelsea Green.
In 4th place with 7 points was myself. The conspiracy continues. And then tied for 2nd was both Ethan and Mr. John the Statman. So your absent champion, Zach, gets the victory with 9 points.
Can't even claim his victory.
Right? Not even here to claim it. He gets his 3rd point of the season, entering the tie with everybody else besides myself and Ethan. But moving over to All Out the following week, in last place with 6 points was Mr. Zach. So he went from top to bottom. It was like, made no sense. Like, we talked about this during our pick show. We're like, this man's on an island all by himself. And he was. And it was unfortunate.
Just for like 3 matches.
Way in the back. Yeah.
Or 2 matches, something like that.
He did pick some matches that we didn't, and he ended up winning, which was really surprised. But yeah. Let's see. After that, tied for 3rd was both Sam and Ethan with 9 points. John, the Statman, in 2nd with 10. He was unfortunately mathematically eliminated like 6 matches in.
Yeah, he was like, how was I eliminating Scott?
Because we had the same exact picks. So your boy
he got eliminated because he picked Hobbs. That's where it started.
Yes, that is literally why he lost, because he picked Hobbs. But going 11-1 somehow, I don't know how I did it. I end up getting my second point of the season. So while I'm still within shouting distance of Ethan, I'm a lot closer to everybody else now. So right now, our current scores go Ethan with 5 points.
All tiebreakers, baby.
All tiebreakers. That's true. We talked about that also. Ethan has actually never won a show by himself.
No.
He's tied with everybody. He's tied with Sam, I think, once. He's tied with John 3 times, and he's tied with me once, and he's tied with Zach once, I believe. Yes,
or twice, or something like that.
or yeah, something like that. But yeah, like, you've never had a clean win. Everybody else has had one clean win or more.
I'm the tie man, baby.
To me, it sounds like he's got some Canadian advantage there, huh?
Yeah. He's gonna use the rest of us for a crutch so he can get some points. So yeah, I see how this works.
All right, Bobby Fish Jr.
So Ethan right now has the most right now with 5 points. John, Mr.
Whenever
Zach,
I get to that title, I'll tie if I have to.
Yeah, we'll see. John, Mr. Zach, and Mr. SOB himself have 3 points, tied for second, and I am now right on the heels with 2. Still in last place, but that's okay. I'll get my next win when we get to NXT No Mercy. So then I'll join the tie parade, and then we'll see what goes after that. There's still, like, I don't know, 7 or 8 more shows, and there's probably going to be a few more added when NXT has more of their pay-per-views.
And Ring of Honor.
AEW decides to throw something else on.
Correct. I know right now we're not going to talk about Wrestle Dream, which
it has been confirmed we will not be using it. It's a tribute show to Inoki, so we won't be using it.
Rising Sun.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, follow us on X, listen to our podcast on all streaming platforms that you can find us on your streaming platform. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. Tell people why Ship It Studios and Above the Ring is the podcast of your choosing, why they should listen to us as well. This has been our post all in, all out show. Don't forget to ship it. And as always, do not forget to join the Bedlam.